Trent, you and I have covered a number of these storms, and we know, especially on Sanibel, when we get that much rain, there are probably going to be some problems with flooding.
Yeah, you and I have been a part of two storms that have impacted Sanibel. One was because of the freshwater flooding, and then we had a passing hurricane, I believe it was Elsa, that caused all the damage and flooding there along the causeway. So today, we might actually, today and tomorrow, I should say, get a 1-2 punch. We've got the surge coming on the southwest side of the storm, and we're going to add quite a bit of rain, especially along the coast, where amounts could be upwards of 12 inches plus. And this morning, you're looking at that live radar, and you're seeing the rainfall really beginning to pick up, especially over on the southeastern coastline. But the eye of Hurricane Ian this morning is off the coast there of I should say on the coast of Cuba, and will continue to pull off the northern shore here in the next few hours. Right now, that eye is right over Pinar del Rio, and you can see the eye wall right there where those most intense Category 3 hurricane force winds are. As you get farther from the storm, these rain bands continue to wrap around. You can see these isolated cells whipping in from Marathon all the way through Key West. We had one brief tornado warning. Watch right there. There was the box right around Isla Morada, and that's something we'll have to watch today, especially as the storm gets closer. Tonight and to tomorrow, some areas in southwest Woodhead likely to be under a tornado watch box. But that light to moderate rainfall continues here from State Road 29 Naples northbound. It's just a drizzle out there. No lightning or thunder for the southwest Florida coastline, but we've been watching it over on the other coast. Now, with Hurricane Ian's latest 5 o'clock advisory, and believe it or not, we're only an hour away from an 8 o'clock intermediate advisory. The movement is north at 12, and this interaction with Cuba will give us an indication of whether it wobbled east or west. Sometimes the friction there when it interacts with land causes the storm to kind of hesitate just a little bit. But right now, all indications are somewhere here from Tampa down, we're going to be dealing with a landfalling hurricane. Just remember, this is not an impact graphic. This is the National Hurricane Center forecasting the center of this hurricane, and on the dirty side, that right side of circulation where you get the onshore flow and most of the heavy rain, we are going to be dealing with flooding concerns. And this morning, one of the biggest takeaways, the National Hurricane Center extended the hurricane warning all the way down towards Bonita Springs. So Charlotte, Lee County under this hurricane warning, and by definition, that means hurricane conditions are likely here in the next 36 hours. Any movement or wobble to the southeast again with this storm as it approaches, and these could be extended even into at least the northern parts of Collier. For Collier now, we've got tropical storm warnings that extend there from Bonita Springs south all the way down past Flamingo. Now, the reason, if you look at the latest wind field graphic here from the National Hurricane Center, it's a rough estimate, I should say, of those winds. Those hurricane force winds staying offshore through Wednesday afternoon, but getting to become very close, especially from Sarasota County north, the damaging tropical storm force winds right there in the orange. And our conditions are going to go downhill tonight, but eventually really on Tuesday. And I know, Lauren, we talk about all the rainfall here, 12 inches plus, but that's on top of the storm surge.
Yeah, Trent, so storm surge continues to be one of the biggest threats for us here in Southwest Florida because, as Trent just mentioned, we're on the right side of circulation. That's the dirty side of the storm where the winds are going to wrap around and they're going to be coming out of the south, and that's going to be pushing all of that water out in the Gulf onshore. So here are some of the numbers that we are looking at with the storm surge warning that you can take a look at right here. Southern portions of Marco Island all the way through the northern portions of Collier County, so North Naples, for example, anywhere between 3 to 5 feet are possible of storm surge. As you get closer to Bonita Springs, well through the Englewood area, we're looking at about 5 to 8 feet. Englewood north all the way through Tampa, that storm surge could get up to about 10 feet. So that's what is possible. Now remember, the National Hurricane Center recently came out with a storm surge map, and this allows you to really pinpoint your exact area. In fact, I was just showing a couple of people here in the station this, and this really helped them get a better idea of what they could expect in their own backyard. Storm surge is very opportunistic, and so that means Cape Coral going to be a big focus as we have so many canals, and it gets into all the nooks and crannies. You also have the Caloosahatchee, so all of that water is something that we're going to have to watch over the next 48 to 72 hours, especially. All of the blue right here, so going right across Pine Island, you're looking at storm surge potential anywhere between 1 to 3 feet, and you see that gradient as it gets closer to the water. Because we have the Caloosahatchee that's so close to Olga, North Fort Myers Shores, even Manatee Park. You can see right there that certain areas are looking at the potential of about 9 feet of storm surge or even higher. It looks like, Trent, do you agree that this map, it must have just updated because the Charlotte Harbor didn't look like this before, not so much red.
Yeah, Lauren, this product from the National Hurricane Center, like the wind field used to, it takes some time for the latest data to process. So
this is like new data, right?
Yeah, this is breaking coming in, and this is the Charlotte Harbor, and that's probably due to that slight shift in the forecast track there.
Southeast.
Yeah, coming in there to the southeast. Matter of fact, if Lauren, if they want, if they can take weather one real fast.
Yeah, can you guys do that,
and you can
directors?
see the wind field. So on the south side of that point, you're going to get the water pushing in there to the Charlotte Harbor, and therefore those numbers have increased. So, Lauren, I think that's why you're seeing that.
Yeah.